Um, yeah, so how do I say it? Do I just come out and just say it? Okay, fuck it. I am touch my life for the past, see, I would say my life the past decade has suffered from touch starvation. I don't even remember what it's like to be touched. Um, I've always been a relationship person, but all of my relationships took place in my youth, in my 20s, early 20s, teens. I've never been the casual dater type. I've always had relationships. As an adult, as a fully developed adult, that hits different. As I've aged, um, it's become really difficult for me to break out of my shell. It's become very difficult for me to allow myself opportunity to not be as reserved. Like I said, I've always been a relationship guy, but relationships don't work for the most part when you're young. They count more as an adult to me. However, I've had no relationships, real relationships, as an adult. I've had encounters, not, um, to me, real relationships, which consists of commitment, honesty, vulnerability, intimacy, and time. So, as I age, it becomes painfully obvious to me that I need to change that. Um, I know what the solutions are. I know what I need to do. I know exactly what I need to do actually to change. However, my excuse is always, hey man, but I don't have those tools in my toolbox to do so. Unfortunately for me, it typically requires like the promise of death or severity to come knocking at my door for me to find those tools magically. And upon finding those tools, I pretty much change. You know, the things that I know, that I've always known I need to change to be better. And once I get past that little rut and get myself back to a place where that promise of severity is no longer knocking at my door, I revert right back to my old ways. The whole you can't teach a old dog new tricks type of cliche, yeah, is real. Um, what does the lack of intimacy, not what, how does having a lack of intimacy affect someone as they age? Not having someone, a partner there to touch you, to care for you, to, I don't know, just be around. How does this affect me as I get older? It makes me more stubborn. Makes me more stubborn because I become reluctant to find the motivation that I feel is required to overcome myself, in a sense, to overcome my stubborn ways, to always revert back to my comfort zones. It sounds like I'm saying if I had um, romance and intimacy in my life, that I would somehow become a better person. And I do feel that way. You know, I do. However, this lack of intimacy affects me in another way, which is it makes me more of a contradiction as time goes by. It makes me a contradiction because I feel as though having intimacy in my life will make me better. However, I revert back to my old ways of, well, I can just toughen it out. I can just man it up and go without it. Just man my way through this, which is stupid. Because I don't want to die alone. I do not, I do, I do not want to die alone. In my 20s, I used to think I wanted that. That was just romantic for me to say. Something to tell myself to justify behaviors. But I don't. So, I know what I need. I know what I want. But my excuse, or another one of my excuses is that, man, I don't know how. You know, I don't have the know-how to actually capture and commit to what it is that I know I need and want. So it's kind of like a contradiction. But I think this contradiction is a pretty general human issue. But I don't want to generalize it. Because I'm good at making an excuse by generalizing my personal problems with the majority of humanity and all of that jazz. Even though it is kind of true. But I want to keep it on me. So, how do I not do the thing that I've always known how to do? How do I actually unlearn something? Unlearning things is a very romantic notion to me, right? It's like taking charge of your own mind and what you allow yourself to show and display, and what you allow yourself to believe to be true. It's like unlearning is taking control of your life, in a sense. You get to take back your mind. For me, the truth is, and my excuse is, yeah, bro, I don't know how to do that. And when it comes to intimacy, it's a non-negotiable. You need intimacy in your life. I am one of the loneliest people to walk the face of this earth. And I'm telling you, I need intimacy in my life. It is non-negotiable. I need it one way or another. And I know I need it. I live vicariously through other people's personal relationships and intimate details. I romanticize other people's relationships and personal and intimate details as well. And I imagine myself in their shoes, in their situations. What does that feel like? Like on the outside looking into other people. Allowing my curiosity to take over and my imagination to take complete, total shape. What would that be like? Seemingly the cons would be worth it. Because the cons are going to exist either way. So how do you want to go about this thing? And again, intimacy for me is non-negotiable. Especially as someone who lives my life as if I don't need it. It makes it even more non-negotiable, as I am a contradiction. Through my excuse, I am a contradiction. You know, I haven't done one of these in a while. Yeah, it's been a minute since I've actually done one of these. As this is my form of intimacy. It's the only one that I have in my life. It's really all I have in my life as far as intimacy is concerned. Constantly manifesting my imagination and make-beliefs of love and romance, or the feeling of love and the bond that you make and allow to take hold of your life with another. Allowing my curiosity to take complete hold from the outside looking in. Sorry. There's so many excuses I can manifest through that process as to why, and to justify. But the truth is, man, it just comes down to me being fearful. Fearful of nakedness and fearful of truth. Allowing another to see you completely. It scares the shit out of me. Yeah. Peace.